Hello everyone, welcome to Cloud Computing Lab. I'm Dr. Chiranjeevi Manike, an Associate Professor in the Department of Computer Science Engineering, School of Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence. As per the SR University syllabus for this cloud computing course, I'm going to create a first lab video. So in this video, we will learn how to host a static website on a Linux EC2 instance. I'll explain the steps. So before we have to log into AWS Management Console. If you have a AWS Academy credentials, if you are a student, you can log in as a student. If you are an educator, you can log in as educator. Or if you have a personal account, you can log in by using your credentials. So here, suppose if you are a student, you have to log into your AWS Academy. And to do this experiment, we are going to use AWS Academy Learner Lab course. And this is like, suppose if you are a student, this particular course is mapped in your Canvas account. So you have to open this course. So once you open this course, the left-hand side navigation area, you will find modules, click modules, and scroll down. And there is an option, Launch AWS Academy Learner Lab. Click this one. Okay, so it will be loaded. It depends on the network's speed. So once it is loaded, and you will be able to see the screen like this. Here left-hand side here, AWS, and beside there is a small red color circle. Once you click on this Start Lab, because before we start using or before we like if you want to connect to this AWS Management Console, we have to start this lab. So once you click, and this, like if the lab is ready, and this color is turns to green. So click on this Start Lab. Here you can see yellow color, that is lab is not yet ready. You can also see the progress. Yeah, it turned to green color now. You just see here. If you place the cursor here, that is on this green color circle, you will be able to see the message AWS state is ready. So once it is ready, click AWS. Now you are going to connect to AWS Management Console. Okay, so here, because the previous experiments have visited all these services, EC2, S3, etc. So that's why in my screen I would be able to see the recently visited services. But for the new beginners, this screen may not show all this. Okay, so if you go to top left corner, this one, top left, navigation bar, search box, type EC2. In the search result, under the services, click EC2. And again, once you click on that EC2, and you will be directed to the another screen. So that screen may not be same as my account screen. So you have to navigate, you have to search for this launch instance. And if you are able to find out this launch instance option, which is highlighted orange color, like you can click on this launch instance. So now we have to give instance name, and we have to select application image, instance type, and network settings. So first let us give a name to this instance. So I would like to give Linux server, some number like this. So Linux server 3187, that is the name I would like to give to this instance. Next, application and OS images, that is Amazon machine image. Leave the default selection, that is Amazon Linux, because we are going to host a static website on this Linux instance. And corresponding AMI, that is Amazon machine image, here you can see. And go to instance type. If you scroll down, you will find this option, instance type. So default instance type is T3.micro. Like you can see, the family T3, 2 virtual CPUs. But we do not require this much configuration. We'll go for a lower one. So click on this, or click on this triangle symbol. So search bar will appear. Type here T2.micro. So then select. Now you can see here the family type T2, 1 virtual CPU. And click. Now it will be selected. Next, scroll down to key pair. Under key pair login. So key pair name. So there will be two options. Either you can create your new key pair, or you can select the available key pair or the default key pair. So here we are going to use a default key pair, that is a VOCK So if in your account, if you have more number of keys, you can search VOCK So now it is RSA type key is selected. Then scroll down to network settings. Under network settings, you have to, that is, allow the traffic for the security groups. And this is by default allow SSH traffic from, that is already checked. Now check allow HTTP traffic from the internet, also HTTP from the internet, HTTPS and the HTTP traffic. And scroll down to the bottom of the page. And this is a default volume that would be created and attached to this instance. So that we will discuss in detail the third lab. Next, if you scroll down to the bottom of the page, right hand side bottom corner, you will be able to see the launch instance. So click launch instance. Yeah, here this is the status bar, which is highlighted in a blue color, launching instance. So once it is complete, and you will receive an alert message, success alert message, successfully initiated launch of instance. Now click on these instances to go and see the running instances and status of the instances. So once you click, you will be directed to this screen. Now you will be able to see the instances which you have created just now, and also if any instances which are already previously created. Now, if suppose if this screen did not show the recently created instance, you please just click on this refresh instances. Okay, you will be able to see the recently created running instances and also status of any instance on this screen. So now this is a previously created instance I already terminated. Now we are going, just now this Linux server 3187 instance is created. Now you can check this instance state that is running, and you can also check the status, like status check. So if before you connect to this instance, let us wait for this status check, because it has to pass the 2 out of 2 checks. So if it is not updating, then you can again, that is a refresh instances. If it is updated, then it will show the status check. So it takes a little time and wait for some time, and then if it is not changing, you please click on this refresh instances. Yeah, now we can see this message 2 out of 2 checks passed under the status for this instance Linux server 31878. So now you can connect to this server. So you have to check this box to select Linux server 31878 and click connect. And then scroll down to the bottom of the page, and the bottom right side corner, and there is a one more connector. So click connect again. Now it established the connection to the Linux server. Here you can see establishing connection. It is under process. So it is now, once it is connected, you will be able to see the terminal like Amazon Linux 2023 and the terminal. Now currently you logged in as a EC2 user. But to complete this experiment, we have to log in as a root user. So before you log in, or before you change the user, you can check who are the currently logged in. So by executing command who am I, you will be able to see the currently logged in user. Like EC2 user is a current user. So now let us change it to the super user, that means root user. So once you execute this command sudo su, so you will be logged in as a root user. Here you can see here. Or else if you want to check, you can also execute who am I command. So it will show the user. Now we are going to update the server. So we have to execute, because we are already super user, no need to use this sudo again. So I'm directly updating here by using this em update space -y. So this is the command that is to execute to update the server. Or we can also next, once it is updated, we have to install a web server. For Apache, we can install server by executing this command yum install httpd space -y. Okay, so we have installed this web server. Let us check the status if it is enabled or disabled. So we can use this systemctl command to check this status. Systemctl status http d. you can see here, this is inactive. So we have to activate this. That means by executing enable command. So systemctl, we can execute the command start systemctl start httpd. Now check the command, execute this. You can check the status again. You can use this up and down arrows to go back to the previous commands. So you can check this by executing systemctl status httpd. Now here you can see this active. This web server is active now, running. Next, we have to copy website files because we are going to host a static website in this Linux EC2 instance. So we have to copy website files. So we are going to copy from this GitHub repository. So let us go to your GitHub repository. You can log into your GitHub repository. Create a repository here. So new repository. I would like to give a name Lab-1 or CC underscore Lab-1. So this is available so that I can proceed. So scroll down to the bottom, click create repository. So here we have to create a README file for this repository so that other features will be enabled. So once you click on that README and do nothing here, just simply click commit changes. So that means it is going to create a README file. There is nothing need to be entered into this file. Okay, then only you will be able to see the add files option. You can copy the URL of this. That is the zip file that we are going to upload into this repository. So now we have created a repository in this GitHub. Let us download the static website. So go to Google, search for free CSS templates. These are the free templates, CSS templates. You can choose any one. So for this lab, I'll choose this one. So click on that website. Then scroll down to the bottom. So there is a download option. So click on that download option. Like a template 595 3D overflow, that zip file would be downloaded. So go to that folder. Once it completes, it is not yet completed. Yeah, now you can go to that folder. Just I do not want all these like versions numbers. I want to rename this file. Simply like this template more 595 3D overflow. So because I previously downloaded the same file, that's why it is adding. So let me delete that file. Yeah, otherwise I can use this file. Okay, let me delete this one. Now I can use this file. Okay, zip file. So now go to your GitHub repository. Here on the top right corner, there is add files option. Once you click, then click upload files. So you can drag and drop here, or you can choose this option to select files from your computer. So I'll drag and drop here. Go to that folder where that downloaded zip file is available and drag and drop that zip file here. Now this is the zip file I just uploaded, and we have to click commit changes. Now you can see that zip file is successfully uploaded into your GitHub repository. The repository name is cc_lab_1. So now once you click on this code, you will get the URL of this, that is to clone this repository into Linux virtual server that we have created in this AWS. So copy this HTTP yes and go to your instance, and before you have to install git Okay, so now we have to, right, once you copy this URL of that particular zip file, and we have to do the cloning. So we have to install this git before we, if you want to clone GitHub repository, we have to install git. So you have to execute yum install git -y. Now git is installed. Now you can clone it. Git clone, paste this copied URL of that zip file. Okay, then hit enter button. Now you can see that GitHub repository cc_lab_1 is a clone. Now let us check by executing ls command, and this is a repository we cloned just now. So let us go to that repository cd cc_lab_1. So let us check. I think yeah. So we'll be able to find out this zip file. We have to unzip this file. So by executing command unzip, and so you can type this first 4 characters and then press the tab. So it will identify the name of a folder or file with TEMP, the beginning. So once you select the file, you can press enter. Now you can see it is unzipped, and that file has all this information. Let us go and check it again. Now a new folder like a template more underscore 595 underscore 3D cover flow. This is a folder. So let us go to that folder, because we have to move all these files related to this particular website into our Linux instance. So let us go to that folder. This is a folder. So again, if you do not want to type enter, sometimes we may commit the typo. So let us type first 4 characters and then press tab. Okay. Now let's check the name of that folder. So now press enter. Now you change it to this particular folder. Now we are going to move all the files from this. So we have to execute the mv command, and store, that is to move all the files into directory var www then html. So we have moved all the files into this one. If you want, you can go and check. So cd var www html. Okay, ls. Now these are the files available in this. Now we have successfully cloned the GitHub repository and moved that files into this Linux server. So let us go to your instance. Your instance under this public IPv4 address, copy this by clicking this copy icon. Then open a new tab or a window. Then paste copied IP address. Then press enter. So that web page will be loaded here. Okay. So before I close the session, let us quickly summarize what we did here. So we log into this AWS Academy Learner Lab, and then we connected to this AWS Management Console. This Management Console, we have created a instance by clicking on this launch instance. And there we give the name Linux server. That is whatever the name you want to give, you can give the server name. And the OSI image is a default option, that is a Linux, AWS Linux. And the instance type, that is we change it to t2.micro. And under the key pair, we have selected the default key pair. And under the network settings, that is group permissions, we allowed the HTTPS and also HTTP, and SSH is the default option. We have to ensure make sure all the checkboxes are checked or not. So then if you click on this instances, you will be able to see the screen like this, all running instances. If it is not, then refresh this instances, you will be able to see. And you have to wait till it passes this 2 out of 2 checks. And once it is, then select this instance and click connect. And the connection will be established. There you will be able to see this, and there we can execute the commands. Like first you have to log in as a root user. So then we have to update the server. Then we have to install the HTTPD web server. So once you install the HTTPD web server, we have to start the server so that we can check that server status, that is whether it is running or not, by executing command systemctl status HTTPD. If it is not, we have to start by executing command systemctl start HTTPD. So again, if it is running, then you have to create a repository in GitHub account, upload this respective corresponding whatever the website you like from that free CSS or any other free website. If you have your own website files also, you can upload. So download the zip file from this free CSS, this one, free CSS templates website, and upload into your GitHub repository. Copy that HTTPS by clicking on this and clone it into this instance, and unzip and move all the website related files, not the folders. Website related files, all these kind of files need to be moved into a particular directory in the Linux server, that is where www.html. Once you successfully moved all the files, then go to your instance, copy instance public IP address. Like if you click on this details, you will be able to find out the public IP address of your instance. Copy that public IP address, then open a new tab or a window and paste the public IP address that we have you copied, and press enter button. Then whatever the web page you hosted in the Linux EC2 server, that will be loaded. So once it is done, you have to, once you use the services, like you have to come out, exit, you have to successfully close the instance. Once again, if you execute, it will be logged out. So then close this instance, that is close this tab and go to this tab and running instances. So select and click instance state. It displays the drop down list. So first we have to stop the instance. So then confirm by clicking stop. Now wait for this instance state. So it is stopping. Once it is stopped, then we can terminate. Okay. So you can just a little time. Okay, this instance is stopped, and then click on terminate. I want to delete this. Okay, shutting down. Now you can sign out from top right corner. Click sign out. Then close it. Then come to AWS Academy Learner Lab. You have to end this, end lab. Click yes. Now go to your account and sign out.